To configure a UHF radio as your link device, you will first need to be on the GPS screen and connected to your reference station. Click on the RTK tab at the top of the screen and use the device drop-down list to locate the internal UHF radio option. You will notice that most of the other options on the screen have grayed out. Next to the drop-down list is the Settings button. Click on this button and Serve-CE will connect to your device before taking you to the Configure Internal UHF Radio screen. Here you can choose a communication protocol between TrimTalk, SATEL, or Pacific Crest. Power can be set at 100 milliwatts, 200 milliwatts, 500 milliwatts, or 1 watt. Clicking inside the frequency box allows you to enter a unique frequency for your radio to communicate on. Channel spacing can be set at either 12.5 or 25 kHz. You can set your squelch at either low, medium, or high. And if you click inside the Network ID box, you can enter a unique network ID for your receiver. At the bottom is the Forward Error Correction option. Make sure that this option remains unchecked. Once your reference station's internal UHF radio has been configured appropriately, select the green checkbox at the top of the screen. Back on the RTK tab of the GPS base menu, at the very bottom you can choose a message type for the format of data messages you want sent. The drop-down list allows you to choose between CMR, CMR+, RTCM 18, 19, 20, 21, and version 3, and NAVCOM proprietary formats. NCT5E is the recommended format. Once all your link device and reference receiver settings have been set, select the green checkbox at the top of the screen. After you set up your reference station and end up back on the job menu, you will need to configure the UHF radio in your rover. To do this, click on number 3 GPS rover, which will take you to the GPS rover settings screen. Once you establish a Bluetooth connection with your GPS rover, configure it, and click on the RTK tab, you can use the device drop-down list to choose the internal UHF radio as a link device. You will notice that most of the other options on the screen have grayed out. Next to the drop-down list is the Settings button. Click on this button and Serve-CE will connect to your device before taking you to the Configure Internal UHF Radio screen. Here you can choose a communication protocol between TrimTalk, SATEL, or Pacific Crest. Power can be set at 100 milliwatts, 200 milliwatts, 500 milliwatts, or 1 watt. Clicking inside the frequency box allows you to enter a unique frequency for your radio to communicate on. Please note that this frequency should match the same frequency of your reference receiver. Channel spacing can be set at either 12.5 or 25 kHz. You can set the squelch at either low, medium, or high. It is important to remember that your squelch setting for the base and rover must match each other, otherwise they will not be able to communicate with each other. If you click inside the Network ID box, you can enter a unique network ID for your receiver. At the bottom is the Forward Error Correction option. Make sure this option remains unchecked. Once your rover's internal UHF radio has been configured appropriately, select the green checkbox. Back on the RTK tab of the GPS rover menu, towards the bottom, you can enter a unique base ID number. This is useful if you have multiple bases, and you would like this rover to only receive corrections from one of them. Checking the Use Any Base ID box will allow the rover to receive corrections from any base within range. At the very bottom of the screen, you can choose a message type for the format of data messages you want sent. The drop-down list lets you choose between CMR, CMR+, RTCM, and NAVCOM proprietary formats. The option to have Serve-CE send your rover's position to the network only applies when using a network rover, which will be covered in a separate video. Once all your link device and rover settings have been set, select the green checkbox at the top of the screen. Once NAVCOM Serve-CE is done configuring the rover's UHF radio, you will be back in the job menu. To verify your receivers are communicating and you are receiving a precise solution type, click on the number 7 Monitor SkyPlot button. Here you will see your receiver status, which should display an RTK fixed solution. Below this you will see additional information about your position. The Monitor SkyPlot menu will be discussed in detail in a separate video. To return to your job menu, simply press the left arrow button at the top of the screen. You are now ready to begin surveying.